he doesn't even know his age. Like, and that's another thing vaccines do. It lowers their IQ. I mean, with all the shots, I'm surprised he's not dead.
You know, Senator Pan just put out a statement saying that vaccine children are smarter than
My daughter.
That just shows what an absolute idiot he is,
Yeah.
and the others. I mean, you can't. We're not playing this game anymore. You guys are ill. You literally, off it, Dorrit Pan is sick.
Dorrit is paid.
Very
I'm sorry. She's paid. She doesn't even make sense. I caught her quoting something or saying something about children are supposed to be sick. My son had over 30 ear infections. Over 30 ear infections. My daughter is almost 3. She's had none. When she gets sick...
She had 0 vaccines.
0.
Not even vitamin K. Nothing.
No, nothing.
Good
Nothing.
mama. Now you're gonna really know the difference.
I do. I see the difference. I see it.
But, but just so you know, Mummy loves everybody exactly the same.
Oh, I love them both.
Okay, people, we have Mario. Hi, Mario. That's not his name.
Omari.
His name is what? Mario.
Omari.
But this isn't this the Mario Kart?
Yes.
Billy used to love that.
Oh.
Really impressive. Looking great. I have actually changed. I've come out and so you know we were freezing, so we did our little time being.
Could you sit a little bit closer so we can have both together?
Can I put those somewhere else?
Oh yes.
Okay, so now we have a beautiful family here. We're going to tell you the story. If you guys can get close, that really helps the periscope so they can see you all.
Come on, baby.
Need I say, I think, this is how clever my periscope people are. They can, I know, because they've been on this journey same as much as me. They know that that little girl sitting next to you is completely unvaccinated. You can just spot it a mile away.
Yeah.
So, beautiful unvaccinated princess there. Well, let's talk about what happened to you. Let your mummy tell you, okay? You're gorgeous. We love your outfit.
I'm good, Mom.
Yes, you're good, baby. Okay.
So you were very. Let me help you out. You're a little bit nervous, aren't you?
I am nervous.
You don't need to be nervous.
But I'm doing this because it's a good cause and people need to know the truth about
Mom.
vaccines. Yes, Mari. Yes.
So you were a young mother.
Mhm.
Still are a young mother, but you were a young mother when you had him. And tell us about what he was like when he was born. If you had any concerns, what was he like as a baby?
I had no concerns. Amari was full term. Actually, he was 41 weeks when I had him. And I had no issues with him. I mean, we left the hospital. It was more of me. I had a C-section. But Amari was perfectly normal. Like, I had no issues with him at all. He was a big baby, 9'11". It was more of me because my first C-section.
That is a big baby, because you're kind of short, small.
Yeah.
You're not big.
My tummy doesn't match up with my body, but anyways.
You look great.
Thank you. But yeah, he was perfectly normal. I had no issues. Amari was quiet. He was alert and nothing out of the ordinary with Amari.
And so, when did you start vaccinating him?
Well, they gave him a hepatitis B shot that day.
And did you have any worries, or did you not think about it? What was your...
I didn't think about it because it was the norm. It's programmed in us, you know, that we think this is the norm, that they care about our kids. He was all up to date with his vaccines. I was reading his vaccines, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was 22 doses before the age of 2 years old he had. I mean, the list was like this long, and I'm looking back like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Like, this is ridiculous. How many vaccines are putting into children?
And so when did you start to lose the child that you had?
Oh gosh, it's just, my son was screaming, crying at 6 months. I think it started about 6 months. He was screaming his head off. I just remember this one day, Amari wouldn't stop screaming, and I didn't know what to do. I was freaking out. I'm like, what's wrong? I couldn't do anything to console him. He was arching his back. He's sensitive to touch, everything. Like, I noticed it when he was about 6 months, and I didn't realize it was from vaccines. I remember taking him in 22 months he was. This is the last time I vaccinated him. And the doctor, this was a well visit checkup. I just took him in for a well visit, not to get vaccinated, because I thought he was all up to date with his vaccines. And the doctor looked at his vaccine schedule. Amari doesn't have all his vaccines, and I'm like, really? He does? Like, he's had a lot. And she's like, oh no, see here, look, he's missing some. And of course, it was the DTaP and two other shots. And I noticed it that day that there was something wrong with him. He was screaming.
So you
his head
gave
off.
them to him that day?
It was that day that I realized, the correlation right there. That day he was screaming, looking in the sky and just screaming. And I'm like, Amari, nobody can console him. And I didn't think like 2 + 2, what happened. But I know in my heart that my son was damaged by vaccines. I looked at his MRI report. We've had genetic testing when he was 2 years old. That doctor was like, this isn't normal. And I'm like, yeah, it's not normal. What's wrong with him? I don't know what's wrong. I was like, oh my God. But she sent off for tests, all kinds of tests. They all came back normal. The MRI, I looked at his MRI report myself, and it said he had a terminal delay of myelination. And that means that his development of his brain is stunted. I took a class for that, so that's how I found out about that. And I did a lot of research, and Dr. Tony Bark is one of them that I was looking into, and I talked to her, and she said that vaccines could have done that to my son. But I truly know that vaccines did this to my son. He was healthy, he was normal. I had no issues with him.
Well, thank you for telling us. Actually, for someone who said they were nervous,
Yeah.
you actually did a fantastic job.
Thank
and
you.
Lots of people loving your shirt. Let's have a look, see what's written on your shirt. The greatest lie ever told. Attractions are so perfect. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you are amazing.
But
How old are you?
Hopefully.
How many? You're so gorgeous. You know that.
he lost his teeth, so
You are a very handsome boy.
hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
sweetheart.
she likes all the attention on her. But
Yeah, they're lovely.
Amari's diagnosis was they had him on the spectrum, but now they're saying it's just a low IQ he has. But all of a sudden now he's not on the spectrum. But then some people say he still is on the spectrum.
Wait, do you know what? We're not interested. What we're interested in is he's been vaccine injured, and that is not okay.
Right. But then
So,
they say, how do you
don't play that stupid spectrum game.
how do you know it was that? Nothing
You're,
like this.
you're his mother.
Exactly, and I know my son, and
mess
I
with
have no
mamas.
issues with her at all. They're the same, they come from the same father, and I can totally see a difference. I mean, Amari's had, I can't even count how many times Amari had infections, bronchial infections. I've taken him so many times. Amari had a lump in his chest. When he was, I think he just turned 2 years old, he had a lump in his chest. He was breathing so hard. Mila, nothing like that. I mean, I've been so many times, they kicked me out of a practice because I didn't want to give Amari steroids every day when he was 2 years old because he had asthma. But I treated him myself naturally.
Stay out of the offices.
Yeah, my doctor, I found a very good doctor, and I wish I could say who she is, but I can't. But she respects my decision. I even had her watch Vax, and she understands, and she's very, very good with me and my kids, and she really cares about my kids, and she respects the fact that I don't vaccinate my children. And I think we should have a choice. I mean, I'm lucky that my kid's not dead, like some
We
other
all are.
people.
We all
You know.
You are gorgeous.
But I totally see the difference. My son, she was thriving. I remember the doctor said, oh, she's doing very well, growing normally, everything. My son, he was rocking back and forth, just wanted to watch TV, just nonstop rocking. I just still remember that rocking, His eyes were crossing all the time, and I think I was reading something about that as well. Something like that. All kinds of stuff. Oh, terrible eczema. Really raspy breathing.
Well, you're in with the right crowd if you're in with a lot here, and they'll give you lots of advice and help you.
I actually have a lot. I do a lot of research. I'm kind of up to date. I give other people advice.
Oh, so you're one of the ones that give. Well, thank you for what you do.
Yes,
We so
thank you. But I
appreciate
still
it.
learn things all the time from people.
Oh, you can never stop learning. I've learnt more in the last 3 months than I've ever learned in my entire 19 years in this game. So you can never stop learning.
I've been brainwashed. I know that. That's what I learned for sure. we've all been brainwashed. We've been programmed to think that the government cares, and they really don't. I hope to God they don't mandate this, because I feel so bad for other children. I know my kids can get a medical exemption, you know, but there's going to be so many dead kids, so many dead people, so many dead adults from this HPV vaccine. And
But that's why we're doing this. Okay, so we're gonna say
Oh,
no.
I'm sorry.
For the first time in our lives, collectively,
stop.
we are going to say no to your
Oh, I say
mandates.
no
No
also.
to your mandates. No to your bringing the military in. We're not scared, and we're not going to allow this to happen. Right. Thank you.
Thank you. You're gonna
Everybody
cut that
loves
out, right?
you, and you, little Mario, looking great in your outfit. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
telling the story.
Polly.